Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at LEGO set number 75292 or the Razer Crest. This set currently retails for $140 and has 1,023 pieces. Honestly, $140 isn't too bad, but it is a little bit expensive. Honestly, you can find this set on deals though, generally on Amazon. So let's first go ahead and take a look at the minifigures. First minifigure we're going to take a look at is Grogu. Now, I don't think his design has changed at all throughout any of the Mandalorian sets. Basically, we have a rubberized custom head print here, as well as a nice small torso with some printing on it. Next minifigure we're going to take a look at is the Mandalorian. Now this minifigure is actually really nice. However, since it was one of the first Mandalorian minifigures, we have a different shade of silver for the helmet. Now in the more recent Mandalorian minifigures, his helmet shade is a lot lighter and it does look more silver. This is almost like a pro gray, which I'm not complaining about. Actually, I do like this a lot. Taking a look at his torso, he does have his rustic armor, more rustic from the first couple episodes of the Mandalorian TV show. There is armor on the front as well as the back. There is no printing on the arms, however, and we do also have some really nice leg printing, basically just with some extra armor on there as well. When the helmet is taken off, you'll notice we do have just a pure black colored face. Now the reason we have this is because we did not see the Mandalorian's face for the first couple episodes, which means that for when this set was released, we didn't actually know what he looked like. So LEGO decided to just put a completely black head on here. He does also come with his disintegrated rifle, which looks really nice as well. The third minifigure we're going to take a look at is Grief Karga. Now this minifigure is really well done. However, there is no leg printing on it, which is kind of unfortunate. The torso, however, does have a really nice print, especially with this kind of dark red color going on. He does have a nice hairpiece that directly represents kind of what it looks like in the show. He is outfitted with double pistols. His torso does also have printing on the back on it. He does also have dual printing on the head, so this is the expression on the back. It is more of an angry expression. The next minifigure we're going to take a look at is IG-11. Now this minifigure is actually really nice, but it is almost designed almost the exact same way as every other IG unit that LEGO has ever created. It does have a really nice printed headpiece on it with all the cameras for the droid. It also is outfitted with two blasters, one normal size blaster and then a longer rifle. The final and probably one of the best minifigures in this set is the Imperial Scout Trooper. This minifigure does come with a small blaster and does have really nice printing on the torso as well as the legs. It has printing on the back of the torso as well. And then under the helmet, we do have a face that I believe was used for Lex Luthor a while back, which is actually really nice detail in there, basically to show that not all stormtroopers are the same. Taking a look at the build, I kind of wanted to go over the play features first, and this is a very big set, so there is a lot to go over. The front of the cockpit, I wanted to kind of mention a couple things. So you are able to take the actual window off using this piece up here. It's kind of like a handle. And then there are two seats inside. Now, it is not minifigure scaled. The UCS one is, however. This one is more of a playset version. It does have some controls right here, as well as two red seats and a small cockpit. Taking a look also kind of towards the front area of the cockpit, you'll notice we do have this big piece back here, and it is hollow on the inside, so you actually are able to open this up. You are able to actually store blasters in here using these kind of clips right here, and then they are able to close back. So it is a really nice way for LEGO to actually include some storage. Next play feature I want to look at is actually located right around these big guns on the side. So you notice on this side that the entire build is actually made up of panels. That is what gives it its rounded shape. But on this side specifically, especially behind this massive gun, you are able to pull it down. It is on some hinges right here, and it will reveal kind of a bedroom area. And you can sit a minifigure inside of there to act like they're sleeping. Now, this is the Mandalorian's little area for a bed that we do see in a couple of scenes from the Mandalorian. I think this was a really good touch, and I really like the way that it was executed. Behind the other gun, we have just some extra storage for some spring-loaded missiles. Next play feature I wanted to go over was actually these spring-loaded missiles themselves. You'll notice back here we do have some there really nicely built in actually, and you can see there barely is just a tip of the spring-loaded missile poking out. Now the question is, since there is no actual spring-loaded missile showing, how do you fire it? Well, actually back here we have this kind of thing that is connected to a hinge, and you are able to actually press this down and acts sort of like a button, and then it does shoot them out just like that. The final play feature along the top of this build is actually located right in the center of it. Now, I know this isn't really accurate to the show, but you will notice if you take this off, it does form an actual escape pod. Now, that is really interesting because it was never shown in the show that this is something that it actually does. The cool thing about this, though, is it does provide a cool play feature as well as a place to store some extra minifigures if you don't want them just lying around. Also, it is not just loosely sat in there. It does connect to some studs, which is actually really good as well. Along the top is also a couple of these extremely massive engines. Now, these are actually extremely well designed. We have right here in the front a nice flower technique pattern going on, kind of with some clips that really makes the engine look like the one in the TV show. On the side, we also have some really big panels with basically just massive stickers on them to get more detail. And then on the back as well, we do have just kind of the thrust of the engine. Taking a look at the other two panels on the left side of the build, we have a big one right here that you are able to fold down. And then we also have this smaller one right here that is supposed to provide kind of a landing pad area. Now inside, you'll notice there is a lot of Technic support beams holding this up, but the main thing I wanted to go over on this side is actually the people frozen in carbonite contained right here. If you notice, we can pull these two, and you'll notice on the side there is a couple of stickers that show that people have been frozen in carbonite. This was an amazing idea for LEGO to include. I really like this idea. And overall, I think it really adds to the build. On the right side of the build, we have basically the same thing. We just have some other two panels right here. The only difference is there's not very many play features on the side. It basically just opens up to show kind of the emptiness of the interior. The back of the build, which is basically the main area for people to get out of the ship, does also fold down, but it is a little bit more difficult, so you do sometimes have to bring the side panel out, and then you can fold down the actual landing gear. And it is on a clip hinge, which is different because it locks into place instead of the normal ones where you can position them in any direction you want. Overall, this set is absolutely amazing, and if you like The Mandalorian like I did, it's definitely worth at least checking out. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out. It really helps out the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.